Good morning, everyone. We are starting coach on Plan B, an out-of-home advertising company with a wide combination. Our analysis using the data resulted in a target pilot 8.39 months, representing a potential upside of 12%. There are three key factors that contribute to this combination. Firstly, our home industry is expected to continue growing. Second, Plan B has consolidated the out-of-home market. And lastly, we expect a better global profit margin for Plan B. Founded in 2005, Plan B Media Public Company Limited is a leading provider of the out-of-home media business with innovation, technology, and corporate spending across Bangkok country. The company is certainly a brand reaching and operating target customer effectively. It also diversifies their profile to increase marketing to increase share of revenue. The company core business. Out-of-home advertising could be classified into 5 key categories, which are transit, static, digital, retail, and airport. As you see, the digital always has the largest shares and is the main driver of Plan B revenue. About the ESG, Plan B has established a solid framework for responsible business practices. However, there is still room for improvement when compared to international standards. In the environment policy, Plan B is focusing on energy efficiency, material waste, and carbon emission by managing resources, monitoring the brightness of display, and using it as one technology. In the part social, Plan B focusing on the equality and diversity, and another one is communication and customer. Plan B executive team includes 2 female members out of a total of 6. It has also taken steps to create a responsible and ethical workspace by adopting the Global Reporting Initiative standard and becoming a member of the Anti-Corruption Organization, CSC. The next one is governance, which is the more important area. Plan B focusing on the board composition. Another one is the executive management, and the last one is remuneration. Plan B board director consists of 8 members, include 3 independent directors, and each director is related to the use of metric skill. The compensation is also determined from the evaluation of KPIs and competency assessment, yet include providing more details, goals, progress, and impact. Overall, when compared to peers, Plan B SG performance is commendable, but could enhance transparency and provide deeper insight. For the competitive positioning, Plan B has holding a commanding position in the out-of-home industry, boasting the largest market share at 33.24%. Plan B has also established a strategic partnership with VCI, who is the second largest player in the market. As a result, the main competitions come from the other media sector that have overperformed compared to the out-of-home, with the exception of the online.
So let's look in our investment summary, lighting the out-of-home wave, dominating the out-of-home space, and maximizing margins. With a boost of outdoor activities and tourist number after the lockdown, the out-of-home industry is projected to increase, growing with estimate 42% growth in out-of-home advertising spending, and also Plan B advertising revenue is expected to increase 60% in 2022. This aligns with the growth of the global media industry that out-of-home is expected to continue growing, leveraging synergies with online advertising. Plan B has become the leader of out-of-home market through acquisition of competitors and strategic partnerships. We can expand out-of-home network from 72% increase in capacity. Plan B can employ client differentiation due to the limited option for client advertising location and can capture a growing demand for out-of-home advertising. So our outlook on Plan B long-term profitability is optimistic. Based on the consolidation of out-of-home market, leading to increased bargaining power and economy of scale, resulting in expected improvement of gross profit margin and SG&A ratio, as well as the industry high barrier to entry. So let's look in our financial analysis. We project a total revenue growth of 9.96% CAGR in the next 5 years, due to the growth of advertising revenue and engagement marketing revenue. We expect advertising revenue to grow from increase in capacity and utilization rates under the assumption that Plan B can successfully increase advertising price by 5%. For engagement marketing revenue, we have adopted a more conservative approach. We project a CAGR of 8.49% over the forecast period driven by sport segment. We also project an increase in GPM RRT to 4% over the forecast period, where SG&A ratio is decreasing to 13.72%. In organic investment in CAPEX, we expect Plan B to adopt more conservative approach with client interest focused on increasing price and improving utilization rate to drive profitability. In regard to capital structure, we expect Plan B to maintain conservative approach, with most of capital financed by equity, consistent with historical capital structure. This makes Plan B outperform lower than its peers.
So, in part, our valuation is based on the free cash flow to firm DCF model. We arrive at 8.39 baht 12-month target price by growing 2027 FCFF perpetually, then discounted on the firm cash flow by WACC. Terminal growth rate is based on weighted value of GDP growth and inflation rate expectation. Our WACC is 8.77%, which incorporates the company ESG consideration through added ESG risk spread. About our target price, which is highly sensitive to several factors, including the terminal growth rate, WACC, maximum utilization rate, and change in advertising prices. Despite this, we have taken a conservative approach to ensure our projections are realistic and not overly optimistic. To support our base case, we look at bull and bear cases. For the first scenario, we adjust individual assumption to create full bull case at 10.63 baht and bear case at 6.21 baht. For the second scenario, we use Monte Carlo to randomly adjust assumption across 100,000 trails, producing 8.47 implied price. At last, to confirm our DCF model, we use the average multiple of the business model peer group with Plan B forecast to final and implied price of 8.05 baht from EV/EBIT ratio and 8.34 baht from price earning ratio. Concentrating on the 4 key risks with the greatest impact to Plan B. Main operational risk for Plan B is the potential failure to unable to raise price. However, it's unlikely to Plan B have a significant bargaining power from consolidating the market. The first market risk is Thailand economic status. If the country will enter to the recession, the consumer would likely to reduce a consumer purchasing power, and Plan B would mitigate this risk by developing new advertising formats and diversifying its advertising location. So we need to note that recessions are typically temporary, and Plan B's strong capital structure should help to weather the storm. The next market risk is a decline in OOH market share. Market share of OOH to total ad spending decreases and 20% decreasing in total OOH expenditure. So the stock price will be 5.58 baht. The last market risk is natural disaster and pandemic. Utilization rate in 2023 to 2024 become 43%, and engagement marketing revenue is at average during COVID-19. So the stock price will be 6.5 baht. In conclusion, riding the OOH wave, dominating the OOH space, and maximizing margin are the key drivers behind our buy recommendation. Thank you for your attention. We now welcome any question you may have. So here's now Q&A session.
Okay, first question. You assume that the company will be able to raise the price by 5% each year. That's really optimistic. Usually, long-term inflation is about 2 or 3%. Why do you think 5% is the case that you believe?
So we think that to increase the price in the product, which is like the company, like we think that the 5% is more like can happen is possible to the, if you compare to the value that Plan B can give it to the customer, because they have more screen, so they have the impact that the viewer can see to the customer brand. So we think that is possible, and we think that it's acceptable, and we have to do the sensitivity table Philippines, the sensitivity table. We have done a sensitivity table that the increase in price in the bottom left, that may have changed our recommendation if the increase in price change.
And my follow-up question would be, in the past, can Plan B really increase the price?
So in the past, that Plan B cannot really increase the price by itself, because in the past they are high competitive in the OH market, because the overall investment of it is competitors, so Plan B hard to increase their price, but after they acquire the new asset from the competitors, we think that it will be easier for Plan B to increase the price.
And you mentioned that Plan B can increase the price because its value they provide to the advertiser is more, because they have screen in the prime area, right? How is the ROI compare from spending in the Plan B OH and other media like TV or online?
Okay, so we think that I think that the ROI of the OH advertising is not good as online, because the OH advertising give more the value, how the company feels, how the company is reliable. So I think that yeah.
And TV compared to TV.
So I think that the TV is not worth it anymore, because we think that in TV it's not going to work anymore, because if we look at the trend and the market right now, the advertising for TV is decreasing. So we think that so the customer of the TV advertiser will be seeing that it's not worth anymore to advertise in the TV. So they finding new way to advertise by using, for example, the online, and we think that the OH can go fit online. Because according to Nielsen, there's a report that say that if they combo with the online, the OH market can more effective.
Can you explain a little bit more this ESG risk spread of 0.2%? Where is that coming from?
Can you bring us the ESG risk spread? So we use this from the MSCI research. So they saying that MSCI emerging market is between the high and low scoring in ESG, the percentile. So we find the average of every sector, and then we found that for the sustainability that the Plan B is at the quarter 4. So that's why we use 0.2% in the ACC.
How is that? How do you adapt that MSCI global data or even emerging data to the Thai context? Can you to Plan B, which is operating in Thailand, in the ESG context of Thailand? How do you make that adjustment?
So because in the sustainability, they saying that they have the rank of the Plan B, whereas the Plan B compared to the others company. So we use that data to calculate, and then we got a 0.2.
What is your key assumption for profit driver for Plan B?
Profit driver?
Key assumption.
5%. So because we project that we can increase the price, the advertising price, so we project that the profitability and cost margin or SG&A ratio gonna improve. So we added more margin to the advertising revenue for Plan B.
How Plan B can increase the gross margin, like you mentioned during the presentation, the gross margin and regulate on the SG&A percent. How Plan B do that? What is their strategy?
Because if Plan B increase their price and their cost level, not increase, so it's going to increase their profit margin. So our profitability like drive from two things. The first one is the increase in price that I mentioned before, and the second one is the utilization rate. That we run an application and we found that the profit margin like have a significantly like depend on the utilization rate.
What's your confidence in terms of getting the price of Plan B for now to the target price? What's your confidence level?
Confidence level. We think that 5% of Plan B is not that hard because like the market condition of the OH market like is belong to Plan B because now there is no like the big competitors like try to beat Plan B because now they are like search partner for Plan B. So you think that is not that hard for Plan B.
So what's the probabilities that your assumption would turn out not to be true? What's the probabilities that your assumption would turn out not to be true?
So we think that we quite confident that Plan B company can increase their price like 5%.
Can you walk me through the cost of debt assumption on WACC?
Cost of debt. So let me explain you that. Okay, because of Plan B don't have the bond, so we try to use synthetic rating approach. So the first we look at the table on the right side that we compare to the spread and then to the interest coverage ratio. We Plan B have interest coverage ratio around 28%, which is AAA rating, and then we pass it to the spread of Thailand that the credit default risk, and then we added to the government bond yield in the long term, and then put in the CDS, and then we get a cost of debt.
How much is value derived from the out-of-home business and how much is derived from the engagement marketing?
Can you bring us to revenue projection? On the top left is our revenue projection.
No, I mean contribution to the enterprise value you calculate for the target price.
Can you bring us to the sensitivity table? Okay, so in the engagement marketing revenue,